Allison, what do you like most about diving?
I like that on any given dive, I have no idea what I'll see, but when I'm down there and navigating and going along, it's like almost a mystery or a puzzle where I can kind of hone in on a fish and say, oh, I think it's that type of fish, or look over here, oh, that's sea fan coral, or that's brain or table or pillar or barrel. For me, it kind of lets me continue to learn and explore. I guess a part of my brain really likes to do classifying. I think that's just a big part of science, that you're only really drawn to science if you can really easily identify features or characteristics that make something unique or different. So like a couple days ago, something really cool happened on our first dive down. We saw this little creature. It looked almost like a baby leopard shark, and it was like squirming around like a snake, and so we took a video of it, and then afterwards we came back up and we were actually able to use the reef guide to find that it was a juvenile sweet lips. So for me, half the fun is like you're down there and you see something and you think, oh, I think it's a butterfly fish because it has this shape. And then when you come up, you actually get to figure out what it is and then write it down. I think another aspect of maybe my personality that I get to use when I'm diving is journaling. So when we come back up, so here's an example of a dive from yesterday. So when we come back up, I get to write down everything that we saw and a narrative. And thankfully, the Similan Islands have cataloged amazingly the maps of all the dive sites. So our dive briefing before we go down involves our instructor showing us, so here's actually one that we're doing next. Shark Fin Reef is our next dive. So during the dive briefing, we will learn about the kind of the slopes, the visibility, if there's going to be a current, how deep we should be going down, where we expect to see certain critters. So for me, it's a lot of diving is a combination of science, evidence, characterizing fish and creatures, it's geography, it's a narrative. Did I even answer the question that you asked me? What did you ask me? What did I like most?
When's your birthday?
Grant Gunther, same question to you. What do you like most about diving?
Like this. You get to come to places like this. Just love the ocean. Can't really describe it. It's just some magnetic draw that I just want to be underwater all the time. I think even since I was a kid, I used to always swim. We used to always like hold our breath and see who could stay underwater the longest. And now I get to stay under the water for about an hour every time. It's really magical and beautiful. And you get to be a visitor in some alien world. It's pretty cool. I'm also a bit of a gearhead, and scuba diving is a very gear-oriented sport. You've got all kinds of equipment and all kinds of things that you need to pack and check and make sure that they're working properly. And I enjoy that a lot. Like we take a lot of footage, and I use GoPro, and this is on like a little selfie stick, so that I can put it into holes and crevices, but also like clip it somewhere where it's out of the way if I don't want to use it. Part of being underwater is just being, and I think a lot of people we see have these big giant camera setups and they're out to get the perfect picture, and I just like to be. But if I see something cool or interesting, or we don't know what it is, we've never seen it before, we want to try to get some footage of it so that we can come back to the boat and look it up and go from there.
What are your favorite new things you just got?
Oh, well, we got flashlights, we got torches, and muck sticks, which are great. So you can basically use this to like hold on to the reef without damaging the reef, or like flip stuff over. Torches are great, just in case sometimes it's dark under there and you want to be able to find your way, or just see what's hiding in a crevice or underneath an overhang, and being able to just kind of like look through and see things that you might not have seen. So all kinds of stuff. What's your least favorite thing about diving?
Least favorite. Yesterday when we went down, this was the last dive of the day, Richelieu Rock, and we went down and I immediately saw an octopus very well camouflaged in the bottom. And I didn't notice that there was a whole other group as well as the 6 of us. There's a whole other group, so we were like almost 13 or 14 total. And I pointed out to one of the people, like the octopus, and it looked like, I don't even know how to describe it, just a snowfall on this poor octopus of people with the flashes and the photography and the cameras, and I guess it just didn't feel right. Like the octopus was turning white and brown, obviously giving stress signals and breathing really heavily, and to me the kind of the joy of seeing creatures is its ability when you terrify the creature so much that, I mean, obviously the octopus lives in a really famous dive site, so it's used to the behavior of humans, but that to me makes it a little bit less fun when you see people hitting coral with their fins. That is very frustrating. I hope we don't have any B-roll of that. That is very frustrating when you're trying so hard to get a good photo and then you end up breaking some coral. I've seen that happen a couple times, more in the Philippines than here, but I'd say that's top 2. What do you not like about diving, if you had to pick one thing?
Sometimes can be a lot of traffic underwater, and it is kind of jarring because you're just going along. You're looking at this, you're looking at that, and all of a sudden there's like 14 people coming right at you. It just kind of messes with the flow of things just a little bit, but not in a bad way. I get a little bummed out by seeing people like harass marine life. What Alice was mentioning yesterday was a pretty sobering experience with this just octopus in the middle of nowhere, just surrounded by people trying to get their perfect shot. Rather than just like waiting their turn, coming up to them one at a time, it's just like, and that's frustrating to be around.
What do you like about Similan National Park that's unique for diving?
It's got some really cool creatures. I think you get a good mix of both worlds. You get like, if you're really into small macro stuff, there's tons of that. And because there's all these currents and thermoclines moving through, you also get like the big pelagic fish and larger species of triggerfish, pufferfish, and all this other kind of, you see bigger stuff, so you get to see big stuff and small stuff. The reefs here are really, really healthy for the most part, particularly in the protected areas in the national park. It's really nice to see just a wide variety of creatures living with and from each other. You get to kind of just see life happening all the time. You're not hunting for it. You're not looking for like where over here. It's everywhere. And it's just up to you to pick which spots you want to look at and focus there.
Last question. How do you feel about nudie breaks?
Nudie breaks. Not a fan.
Slugs are
Just
still slugs.
They're just slugs. Don't care what color they are, they're just slugs. Sorry. I don't like them.